Post-match chat is live, and India have finished it. They've done a clean sweep with England over this tour. It's incredible. They've won the one-day international series 2-1. Rather thrilling climax, actually, to the third game. Fittingly went to the second last ball of legal deliveries, and it could have gone either way for a minute there. But in the end, it was relatively, I want to say, comfortable for India. They won the Test series, they won the T20 series. Now they've taken the one-day international series, that too from the world #1 team and the world champions. They'll be absolutely thrilled to break it all down, to work out who the heroes, who the villains, who do we praise, who do we not praise. We're going to go through all of that. I've got my friends Anam Nadeem, Arman Kirmani, both twinning in yellow, by the way, today. Looking good, guys. And, of course, we got a special guest, returning guest, Sridhima Panda. Welcome back, Sridhima. Thank you for joining us. And India win. Was it ever in doubt? Go on, tell me.
What was your question?
Was it in doubt that they would win?
I would say for 70% of the chase, India were ahead, but then suddenly Sam Curran took over. It was so good. It was exceptional from a player because in tests you expect something from Sam Curran, but with the sample space he had before, he had 37 runs, I guess, overall in 5 innings, and I did not expect this. This was unbelievable. It should have been easy for India, but it wasn't. It was a cracker of a game. The 7 runs, the margin won't tell you. 10 years later, if someone looks back at this scorecard, they won't realize. Just brushing through it, you won't realize how thrilling it was.
You know what the scorecard won't tell you as well is how long that game was, because it just went on and on.
Long.
There was a great tweet online, which is if they don't hurry up, they need to hurry up a bit because the first IPL match starts in a few minutes. It was going on and on and on. That game.
Very witty tweet.
I think Anam knows exactly how long it was. I'll let you tell us that, Anam, along with your moment of the day, please. Tell me.
Yeah, 8 hours, 45 minutes.
क्या बात है. यानी कि एक छोटी शाहरुख खान मूवी, short शाहरुख खान film.
नहीं, हाँ बिल्कुल ऐसी ही है. यार मोमेंट ऑफ द डे, इतना लंबा मैच था, इतने लंबे मैच में बंदा गुम हो जाता है वैसे ही, और इतना सीसॉ मोमेंट्स थे मैच में. बट आई विल स्टिक विद व्हाट आई हैव डिसाइडेड. हार्दिक पांड्या ने स्टोक्स का कैच ड्रॉप किया, बहुत आसान सा. उसके बाद शिखर धवन ने कैच पकड़ा, उसके बाद हार्दिक पूरा ग्राउंड पे लेट गया उसको शुक्रिया अदा करने में, एंड ही वाज लाइक थैंक यू सो मच, यू टुक द कैच. जबकि और इतने कैचेस ड्रॉप हुए मैच में, बट स्टिल आई विल स्टिक विद दैट एज माय मोमेंट ऑफ द मैच.
It was a very interesting moment, nice visual moment as well.
Yeah.
So many catches put down by India today. It was just almost comical at the end. And if it cost them, it would have been a full page spread in tomorrow's India Today talking about it. But Arman, what was your moment of the day, man?
यार वो एक शॉट जो सैम करन ने खेला था ना, यॉर्कर की बॉल थी, मूव टू द साइड एंड जस्ट flicked it to the leg, and I thought banda aaya hai aaj khelne ke liye, and that set the tone for his innings, and I knew he would take England very, very close, but ultimately India showed the fact that they were just a little bit stronger than England in this series.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a great moment, a great shot, like a little broom sweep. It was one of those broom ones. It looked really good as well. You imagine the conviction you've got to have. I don't think I could try that in the nets this summer, but you just stand there and wait for it to come and pinpoint the exact moment to just hit it sideways. A great shot, great pick as well. What about you, Sridhima? What was your pick for moment of the day?
The moment, so basically it's similar to Anam's, but the moment Pandya dropped Stokes, the reactions. Oh my God, it could have been painted as it could have been taken, a proper video could have been formed around it. और वहां से मतलब एक हिंदी सीरियल का पीछे से बैकग्राउंड स्कोर चलेगा, तो वैसा था मोमेंट. So I was like, क्या हो रहा है ये? It was so animated. It's too animated for my liking.
Yeah, it was
too animated.
कैच छोड़ के भी माफिया मांग रहा था, फिर कैच जब धवन ने पकड़ लिया तब भी
माफी मांग रहा था. फिर बाद में जो हुआ, फिर उसका क्या, वो तो कुछ भी नहीं था. बाद में क्या हुआ?
It was a great moment.
सैम करन के इतने रन्स बनते ही ना अगर हार्दिक उसका कैच पकड़ लेता टाइम पे. He was on 15 when हार्दिक dropped him for the first time. So
सैम करन को तो काफी बार ड्रॉप किया.
He moderated the whole thing. Now उसने वो run out इतने तरीके से करवाया था. It was a perfect pinpoint throw, for Mark Wood, which kind of changed the game. I'll tell you my moment of the day, by the way. I think a lot of people missed this, and I'm very surprised because it was a very noticeable moment. Okay, it was when Shardul Thakur was bowling. It was a slower ball. I don't remember exactly who it was to. It might have been to Milan. I'm not sure.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about now, don't you? So he had a cricket ball like this, and forgive
Yes.
I'm using an Imran Khan autograph ball, so forgive me for this, but he was holding it like this. He was gripping it. And I'm going to face it towards you if you're the umpire and you're behind me, and I'm in front of you. I'm going back, and this is how he gripped the ball as he was getting ready to release it, just like that, with his middle finger. I couldn't stop laughing. I think that was like a gesture to people that say that Shardul Thakur only takes wickets of bad deliveries. You know, it was a brilliant thing. I can't believe it didn't get memed more. But
it is being memed. I think most people missed it, but they'll catch it for sure. Because I have weird pictures in my gallery of spinners, with weird grips, like Jack Everson's grip. He had this wrong grip, right? He was called Wrong Grip Jake. So this was like many years ago, and he had that grip. I'll send it to you later on. So I never thought that one of the pacers would give me that kind of a picture to keep in my gallery. I mean,
brilliant. Chalo, listen, we'll get into all of this, all the funny stuff, because there's plenty of it to go. Let's get into the match a little bit, right? And I will start with Arman, because you like run rates and you like to talk about pacing innings and things like that. India tried to make a different approach today, and it feels like they just flipped the way they normally do things. So instead of going strong at the end, like they got 126, 136 in the previous game, this time around, they got something like 30 or 40 in the last 10 because they were bowled out. But they started quite strong at the top. A different approach. What did you make of that?
Well, I said very early on that I thought that by the time we got to a deciding game, India would realize that they needed to make most of the power play. And they made, I think, 71 runs in the 10 overs today versus 39 that they did in the first game and 41 that they did in the second game. So I think the other thing is, even if you lose wickets, India need to keep that run rate going, because those extra 30, 40 runs came in so handy at the back end of the game. So I think that was definitely the right strategy. And it's hard to say that the middle order in India didn't do well today. We still saw some very good innings from the middle order. They just seemed to lose wickets at the wrong time. It's hard to criticize that middle order because they've performed match after match after match after being put in difficult situations where they had to, really up the run rate. So I think India definitely got their tactics right at the top of the order. I think there was still work to do in the middle of the order. They could still have felt that they were, maybe 20 or 30 runs short by the end of it. Some of those batsmen didn't, we didn't see anyone go on to make that 100 and anchor that innings at a high run rate, which is really the name of the game today. But, it definitely improvement, and, 330 is something to bowl out on that wicket.
It's an unusual one, isn't it, Anand? Because you look at it and you think 330, they underachieved there, right? Even at the halfway point, I looked at various cricket commentators and journalists. Ebony Rainford Brent, she was on the Sky coverage in the UK. She said, okay, that's definitely feels below par, right? And maybe it was below par, but England didn't attack it in that way. I think India's got a slight identity crisis in their one-day team where they don't quite know how to approach things. मुझे लगता है ये आजकल की गेम में यूनिफॉर्म अप्रोच काम करता ही नहीं है. आपको हर मैच के हिसाब से, हर सिचुएशन, हर पिच, हर ऑपोजिशन के हिसाब से मेजर करना पड़ता है कि इनके खिलाफ मैंने क्या करना है. What did you make of that change in strategy?
जो अरमान बात कर रहे हैं कि भाई अब डू और डाई सिचुएशन थी इस मैच में, और ऋषभ पंत को हर हाल में उनको प्रमोट करना ही करना था बिकॉज थोड़ा सा ऑनस्लॉट चाहिए था. अब यहाँ पे जिस तरह कोहली आउट हुआ है, जिस तरह शर्मा आउट हुआ और फिर धवन आउट हुआ, तीनों जल्दी आउट हो गए. और जिस तरह से आउट हुए हैं, स्पेशली कोहली वाला, आई थिंक फिर वही फनी और मीम मटेरियल वाली बात पे थोड़ा सा आईड लाइक टू रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन दैट एज वेल बिफोर थोड़ा सीरियस बात करने पे. आउट होने के बाद उसके एक्सप्रेशंस जो थे, जैसे टेस्ट मैच में मोइन ने उसको आउट किया था, सेम एक्सप्रेशंस आज वाले मैच में. मतलब उसको लगता ही नहीं है कि वो आउट हो सकता है इस तरह से. एंड दिस इज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम कि एक बॉलर ने उसको 2 दफा बोल्ड किया है. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है मोइन अली के लिए भी इस मैच की वजह से. बट या अदरवाइज आई थिंक इंडिया ने आज जिस तरह से अप्रोच किया है, दिस इज द वे फॉरवर्ड फॉर देम एज वेल. आगे ओडीआई क्रिकेट में दिस इज द वे फॉरवर्ड. आप एक फिक्स्ड अप्रोच के साथ नहीं जा सकते हो. इवन आई थिंक दे अंडरप्लेड इन द पावर प्ले एज वेल. 10 ओवरों में कम स्कोर था, 65 था, वो भी कम था. ऑनस्लॉट थोड़ा सा जल्दी शुरू कर देते तो आज 350 तक शायद एंड तक वो चले ही जाते. वो नहीं कर सके. एंड पोस्ट मिड मैच में जब हार्दिक पांड्या से बात कर रहे थे तो उसके चेहरे पे थोड़ा सा वो एक्सप्रेशंस थे कि वही वाली बात की ये थोड़ा सा 330 जो है ना वो थोड़ा सब पार स्कोर है, इतना वो वाला स्कोर नहीं है कि हाँ आप शो शॉट मैच जीत जाओगे, यू विल हैव टू डू रियली वेल. और फिर उससे उसी वक्त पूछा कि विल यू बोल इन द सेकंड इनिंग्स एज वेल, एंड ही वाज लाइक यस आई विल बोल इन द सेकंड इनिंग्स. सो उनको उसी वक्त पता था कि भाई मैच जो है ना ये इतनी आराम से हम नहीं जीतने वाले, बहुत इसके लिए स्ट्रगल करना पड़ेगा. तो या दिस इज हाउ इट इज नाउ.
Yeah, I think England bowled like, kind of a mixed bag. There was some really good stuff in there, obviously, and at the death they were very, very effective today. England, just really, really getting those Yorkers in there, and Natarajan did as well. To be fair, I thought Natarajan was very good in the death later. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, it was Moeen Ali, that wicket. Just to reflect on what Anam just said, Sridhama, like he does sometimes have that expression like, "Hey, मैं out हो गया? मैं कैसे out हो सकता हूँ? क्या मतलब?" Like, and is there sympathy to that in India? Like in India, people are like, हाँ वाकई, तो ये तो बिल्कुल इसकी जगह क्या नाम है, WG ग्रेस की तरह है. WG ग्रेस को इस मैंने आउट किया था, उसने तो बेल्स वापस रख के कहा नहीं मैं आउट नहीं हूँ, फिर से जाके बॉलिंग कराओ. Like, is there that kind of equivalency in India?
यहाँ पे तो अंपायर मतलब जो WG ग्रेस के टाइम पे जो अंपायर था वो साइलेंस बाय WG ग्रेस, बट यहाँ पे तो अंपायर मतलब नितिन मेनन है. तो वो एक अलग तो हमने पिछले मैच में देखा ही था. बट यहाँ पे इंडिया में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, व्हाट आई हैव सीन, बिकॉज I have seen I like people see me as a New Zealand fan, right? They expect me to do something nasty about some like these things. But मैंने मतलब जितने memes देखे उनके better थे. I mean एक था कि an off spinner bowling off spin. Oh my God, Kohli is in disbelief. I mean. That was the best meme. I mean, so yeah, people are enjoying it. So Kohli gives us reasons, to enjoy, be it his centuries or his reactions on the field. He's so animated. Sometimes I feel he's too animated. That's what I was saying.
What centuries, भाई? Kohli centuries हमने नहीं देखी. कौन सी सेंचुरी की आप बात कर रही हो भाई?
वो अरमान के बचपन में सेंचुरी मारी थी उसने 2019 में, लेकिन तब से लेके अभी उसका गैप पूरा चल रहा है. And the chat just keeps going on. Like, यार, when he got to 60 odd, I understood the discussion, right? He might get to, he still hasn't got to centuries. When he gets out, like in single figures, why are we talking about this? Like, does it really matter? Like, I mean, that Rishabh Pant innings, Arman, that Anam again touched on, it was something beautiful. It was something extraordinary. He really is this X factor player who's just taking apart bowling attacks at will. He plays this attractive brand of play. Would you not rather have that than have like a runnable century?
मेरे ख्याल से इंडिया ने गलती की. Honestly, पैंट ने बहुत जबरदस्त इनिंग्स खेली, लेकिन I think they shouldn't have put him so high up. I think they should have put the second Pandya brother up higher, because I felt later on in the innings it was a really tough position for him to be batting that low and having to shepherd the strike and try and increase the run rate. And I think that Pant would have been better suited. I think India missed a trick there, because we've seen the devastating hitting that Krutik Pandya can do earlier on in this series. And also Pant is experienced at batting with the tail through his test match experience as well. So I think he could have brought that into the ODI. I really feel that, Pant's innings was superb. He is a great player, I think, hands down. We all have to accept right now he is the best keeper batsman that is playing, all forms of cricket right now for India. So he was absolutely superb. लेकिन मैं फिर भी देखो, मैं उस perspective से देख रहा हूँ. I'm a Pakistan fan, but the World Cup is coming up in the T20, and obviously we're looking at what's going to happen in white ball cricket. This was meant to be, the best two teams in the world. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस series में, whether it was the T20, whether it was the ODIs, we've seen that neither of these teams are as dominant as they once were in the game. So for me, it's very, very exciting, because it means that the gap is closing. There's more of a chance that the other teams might be able to have a better chance in the World Cup that's happening in India. So tactically, I think they're making a lot of mistakes. The captaincy is a little bit, well, obviously Morgan wasn't in the series because he got injured. But with Butler there, I think, England are missing a few tricks. Kohli's still very, very anxious, still making some, with India, let's be honest, guys. India should never have let this match get this close. Kohli has to take, if they were to lose this game, like fingers have to be pointed at Kohli's captaincy. How do you go from the position that India were in? This has happened more than once over the last two white ball series. And the fact that he's got so many bowling options, 7 to 8 to bowler khilata hai apni team mein. How are they in this position? So great opportunity for the rest of the world, and a really good series between two teams that are so powerful, but both not at the top of their game at the moment.
I mean, I can argue, I can agree with a lot of that. I think the gaps are definitely closing in world cricket. It seems more open. Obviously it's been a difficult year and a half for cricket. People aren't playing in ideal conditions and bubbles and fatigue and being away from family and mental health. And there's loads of things going on. I don't mean to minimize all of that. I'm just saying these are different factors that we don't, that we normally don't have to consider. But yeah, I think it's quite telling, really, that India can win a series 2-1 and in England still retain their world ranking number one. They're still there, and they'll have a chance for revenge later this summer. We'll talk about that. थोड़ा सा England की innings पे आते हैं, and I'm like, the start was kind of nice for England, really. 3 beautiful boundaries from Jason Roy. He looked like he was finding some form. And then Bhuvi just, he puts in another gorgeous ball from out of nowhere. He gets the wicket. And he dismantles this partnership that's been doing all the damage for England. I'll eventually let Arman chime in on this. Is what tell me, like, England really that vulnerable when their opening pair don't fire?
वनरेबल नहीं है, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली एक एज तो होता है ना, जब आपकी ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप अच्छी मिल जाती है तो फिर आपके पास एक एज है कि बाकी जो बैट्समैन है वो फ्रीली आके अपनी शॉट्स, नॉट दैट इंग्लैंड डोंट प्ले दैट फ्रीली, दे ऑब्वियसली स्टिल वर प्लेइंग वेरी फ्रीली, पार्टनरशिप उस तरह से नहीं जा रही थी, लेकिन आपकी ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप इंग्लैंड के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी बहुत क्रूशल है उनकी बाकी जो टीम है उसकी स्टेबिलिटी के लिए भी। तो आज उन लोगों ने, इंडिया ने जो पहले 2 आउट कर लिए बेस्टो और रॉय को, तो वहां से एक ओपनिंग मिल गई कि अच्छा पहले दोनों मैचेस में तो पार्टनरशिप लगी थी, उसके बाद जो भी है हुआ नहीं हुआ। इस मैच में उनके पास ओपनिंग थी इंडिया के पास कि चले अब आपने ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप तो नहीं लगने दी तो आप अब कैपिटलाइज करो इस चीज पे, बट देन अगेन कैपिटलाइज उस तरह से नहीं कर सके बिकॉज इंग्लैंड वो कॉन्स्टेंटली लाइक दे वर हिटिंग आउट ऑफ द पार्क एट ईज। किसी पॉइंट पे ऐसे नहीं लगा कि अच्छा अब 2 आउट हो गए वो परेशान हो गए, मारी जा रहे हैं। स्टोक्स आउट हुआ फुल टॉस पे व्हिच वाज वेरी अनलकी। आज फुल टॉसेस पे बहुत आउट हुए, अजीब बात है। केएल राहुल वाली सबसे फनी थी, दो जिस तरह केएल राहुल लियम लिविंगस्टन से आउट हुआ था वो सबसे फनी फुल टॉस थी, बट उसके बाद स्टोक्स वाली फुल टॉस भी अजीब थी। फिर लियम लिविंगस्टन भी फुल टॉस पे आउट हुआ। सो आई डोंट नो, टॉपसी टर्वी वाला सीन था। आई कांट से कि जी इंडिया ने बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग कराई, बिकॉज अगर इंडिया अच्छी बॉलिंग कराता तो मैच इतनी दूर तक ना जाता। प्लस फील्डिंग फैक्टर भी बीच में हमें कंसिडर करना चाहिए। 49th ओवर में मैच खत्म हो जाना चाहिए था, पर पता नहीं आज क्या फील्डिंग का सीन क्या है, मुझे नहीं पता। रन आउट्स भी मिस हुए हैं वैसे।
They didn't really kick on some of the players because middle order mein dekha they're all in sort of decent-ish or nice starts, right? There's 15s, there's 30s, there's a 50 from Milan as well, 50 and out, which is kind of unforgivable these days in one-day international cricket, especially if your strike rate is below 100. I mean, what does it look like from the outside, Sridhar? Because obviously you watch a lot of New Zealand cricket, you watch a lot of India cricket, you watch a lot of cricket. So is there this perception that England's middle order is brittle or overhyped in some way? What's the perception outside of England?
Is it about ODIs alone?
Yeah, let's talk about ODIs, because that's considered the strongest format. They're the world champions, world number 1.
Yeah. So again, I told you, their middle order is missing Joe Root. There cannot be, like, just look around the world. Is another player like Joe Root? There's no other player like Joe Root to start with. But is another player of Joe Root, the kind of player he is? Have you seen any other player like getting dropped from their team? Like they won't say he's dropped, but he's not picked in the team. So you get the idea, right? I don't know. A player like Joe Root should be in the team. So you cannot bring in a Livingston. You cannot bring in a Malan. You cannot call him just Bradman Malan or Brad Malan and just move on with it. It doesn't work like that. You have a player, you use him till he's there. Then you build a team around him, and when he leaves, then you start building the core. That's what you do. I don't see, because England won the World Cup not without Joe Root, to remember. So sure. I do feel that their middle order is pretty weak, because Bhuvi came in, he bowled so well. I think he did the best job today for India, getting the 2 openers out. I don't rate Jason Roy as highly, but then getting them both out, it was the main the first early point where India took the edge, because 329, we all thought that maybe, this is not enough. Maybe they won't be able to defend this, or defending this would be a tough job, because then getting those 2 wickets gave them the edge.
Of
Simple.
course, I think so too. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that movie opening spell because I wanted to ask Arman this. I feel like we're gonna agree on this as well. I can't stand it. Like मुझे सब cricket में बहुत सी बुरी चीजें बुरी लगती हैं, बहुत बुरी लगती हैं. I hate the strategic timeout. I hate so many things. One of the things I hate the most, right? And I know it's got a tactical benefit, but I hate this the most is when the wicket keeper stands up to the stumps for a seam bowler, especially your opening seam bowler. You know, it's somebody who's pushing 80. A बेचारा अगर 80, 79, 78, 80, 79, 78 पे के इर्द गिर्द है और कीपर आगे सामने खड़ा हो गया, it must hurt you a little bit. Are you a fan of keepers standing up to stumps, Arman?
बट मुझे तो कोई हर्ट नहीं करता. मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि इंडिया की जो when I was growing up, इंडिया के तो प्रसाद जो था, he was bowling at a good mighty 71 miles per hour. और हमारे पास एक स्पिनर था शाहिद अफरीदी used to bowl his quicker deliveries at 76. So in India have a history of opening bowlers that have absolutely no pace and they like to work on the swing. मतलब कि इनकी डाइट का फैक्टर है या इनकी ट्रेनिंग का फैक्टर है. मेरे ख्याल से सिर्फ एक जहीर खान ही है जो कंसिस्टेंटली शायद एक दो मैच में मुझे याद है कि आशीष नेहरा आता था, जरा तेज करता था, एक दो मुनाफ पटेल and these kind of guys come, but इनकी तो पेस 70 80 है. Now when you've got higher quality keepers वो तो stand up करेंगे. और मेरे ख्याल से, you know, like tactically he got it wrong. Bairstow he should have known and he got found out. But you know, that's the way they want to play cricket. It's not, this is not a Pakistani culture where pace is pace, yaar. Matlab ke India are very, very happy to have effective opening bowlers bowling at mighty 70 miles per hour, pants standing up to the wicket. Jo inki liye kaam karta hai, yaar, it's good for them. It's part of their culture, slow opening bowlers.
Yeah, okay, but they do have people like Bumrah and Shami and, you know, they've got fast bowlers.
बुमराह की क्या पेस है यार? मतलब कि आप कौन सी बोल रहे हो? बुमराह
कितना है बॉल? बुमराह 90
कर सकता है, वो कर सकता है और करने में बड़ा फर्क है मेरी जान. मतलब कि ये वर्ल्ड इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट है. मुझे आके दिखा दो जब जिस दिन जसप्रीत बुमराह आके 10 ओवर्स करे ओवर 90 माइल्स पर आवर ऑल 10 ओवर्स, फिर मैं मानूंगा कि ही इज अ रियल फास्ट एक्सप्रेस बॉलर. दे डोंट हैव एनीबॉडी. नॉनसेंस. They've never had anybody.
I don't know. I don't have the information to dispute that, but what do you think, Anam? Is that fair?
या अरमान तो फिर अरमान के साथ तो बहस नहीं कर सकती इस चीज पे, लेकिन जो कीपर ऊपर आया आई थिंक वो टैक्टिकली बहुत जीनियस था. ठीक है, इररिस्पेक्टिव के वो आहिस्ता बॉल करा सकता है या तेज बॉल करा सकता है, वो ये टैक्टिकल ब्रिलियंस थी कि उनको ये रियलाइज हुआ कि उसको बैट्समैन को क्रीज में रखना है, उसको इतना मार्जिन नहीं देना कोई क्रीज से बाहर जाके शॉट लगा ले. सो इन माय ओपिनियन वो जीनियस स्ट्रोक था. तेज करा सकता था या नहीं मैं उस पर नहीं जाऊंगी. But then ये प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा यार, ये नया जो बॉलर आया है, he is bowling fast as well. दो एक्यूरेसी के इश्यूज हैं, लेकिन फिर भी तेज बॉलिंग तो करवा रहा है ना. And I think it's going to take some time इंडिया के लिए इस चीज को वापस रियलाइज करना, क्योंकि शमी बाहर था, बुमराह बाहर था. ये लोग जब वापस आएंगे तो एक वो जो फास्ट बॉलिंग वाला थोड़ा सा एक्स फैक्टर थोड़ा अरमान है यार. क्या हो गया क्या हो गया?
ऐसे नहीं. प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा एक तेज कराता है. अभी पीएसएल आपने देखा है, दहानी देखा है, आपने नसीम शाह देखा है, आपने हमारे यहाँ मोहम्मद हसनैन देखा है. वो पेस कराते हैं. ये कौन सी पेस की आप बात कर? ये प्रसिद्ध
इंडिया के लिहाज से उनकी यही पेस है ना. मैं तो जो इंडिया की रिसोर्सेज देख रही हूँ उसके बारे में बात कर रही हूँ. And on the other hand, I'd like to also mention about Mark Wood. मार्क वुड के बारे में हमने बात नहीं की. वो गर्मी में 40 डिग्रीज में उसने जो ओवर्स कराए हैं, वो तेज 140 प्लस कंसिस्टेंटली उसने कराया है. और एक टाइम पे ऐसे लग रहा था कि गिर जाएगा, उससे बॉलिंग नहीं होएगी. बाउंड्री पे उससे फील्डिंग भी करा रहे थे, वो बेचारा बॉल भी चेज कर रहा था, उसके बाद आके बॉलिंग भी करवा रहा था. सो हैट्स ऑफ टू मार्क वुड फॉर दैट एज वेल, कि ही डिडंट ड्रॉप हिज पेस एंड कंटिन्यूअसली हिट. और उसकी कितनी 2 विकेट ली है मार्क वुड ने? 2 है 3 है कितनी? 2 ली है. हाँ, वो इतने साल पहले की बात है. 2 विकेट. हाँ, 2 विकेट उसने ली है. तो इट्स कमेंडेबल. मार्क वुड को भी थोड़ा क्रेडिट आज देना चाहिए, उसने बड़ी अच्छी बॉलिंग गिराई है.
Bilkul. And I think while we're giving credit, we should probably give a little bit to Virat Kohli. I know, like Arman says, not great captaincy, but he picked the right moment to get Shardul Thakur on, who bowled those, you know, pies. Let's call them what they are. In England, we call them pies. I don't know what people call them around the world, but they were just bad, shocking deliveries, right? But they got the wickets. Like, there's something about this guy. He just has a golden arm right now. Shardul Thakur will come in, he'll show his middle finger to you, and he'll get you out, right? That's what he does. I mean, he just turned to his golden arm and he delivered for him, Sritama. Like, Virat Kohli as a captain, how are you rating him?
Okay, this is tricky.
Sorry, difficult questions I ask here.
What a day, though. I mean, you're talking about the highs, right? So my morning started with Sodhi bowling short balls, getting wickets of short balls. He got 4 wickets, 3 of them were short balls. So I saw many Indian fans like talking about it. I'm like, he's getting wickets, come on. And now that Shardul is getting wickets of such poor deliveries, full tosses, then I don't see a single person just saying anything against it. They're saying like it's ugly, but they're okay with it. So I think Kohli knows. I think Kohli knows his resources well. If he's using these guys, the problem is when there are so many people to play. The first challenge is to like who to play. So once they figured it out, I think they've planned it out in their head. But I won't say this is the best captaincy. Since a very important point, this is not an important series. This wasn't an important series, and you have used Hardik Pandya. You're talking about his workload management, but you have to win this series. So you're bringing him suddenly after you're scoring 329. Suddenly you're deciding that he's going to bowl when he said in the previous game that he's not going to bowl. So I don't think this is good captaincy. So besides the
he carries himself in a very, he means business. He's got a very different demeanor, Virat Kohli, to Owen Morgan or even Jos Buttler, who are actually, they've got this Iceman, cool, calm, collected situation going on. Whereas Virat Kohli is very animated. He's always feeling it. You always get the super slow motion reaction of his face, and even whether he's batting or captaincy or catches being dropped, forget it. He's really like, he wears his heart on his sleeve.
Reviews वाला भी reviews लेके भी काफी animated reactions jump मारी थी उसने आज तो.
वाकई वो देखने वाला था. The review was extraordinary. India actually took the reviews quite poorly today, I thought, generally speaking. Like there was a couple where one was pitching outside leg, and I was like, what are you doing, man? Like he's pitching outside leg. Like, you almost want him to not take it, but obviously, I'm not trying to, what am I going to do? But yeah, so look, it all kind of hinged. Everything kind of down to after there were some failures. Moeen Ali, was looking good, played another ugly shot, and it all came down to kind of Sam Curran, who, as Sritama said at the very beginning, nobody really expected big things from Sam Curran. Like, this is the truth. He hasn't shown any with the bat, particularly anything over the course of the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks or however long they've been in India. Anything for us to have expected what he did. Armand, talk about why that was so impressive and where did he summon it from?
Yeah, it was very impressive relative to how everybody else in this English middle order batted. But I just want to make something clear. Any competent batsman can bat at 6 runs per over in an ODI match. And that's what he had to do. Let's not make this Sam Curran innings, which was a match-losing innings, by the way, into some sort of heroic, unprecedented innings where England were finished. And nahi bhai, badi aasan situation thi, flat wicket thi, the bowling wasn't outstanding. It's just the English middle order are not performing to the levels that they need to in order to win games against India on Indian soil. That's the fact. And I don't want to take anything away from Sam Curran. मुझे दिल बड़ा खुश हुआ कि यार एक बंदा क्लेवर क्रिकेट खेल रहा है. उसने इतना शील्ड किया अपने टेल एंडर्स को, उसने सिंगल्स को मना किया, उसने डबल्स को मना किया. उसने कहा नहीं, मैं रिस्पांसिबिलिटी लूंगा. ये होती है पॉजिटिव मेंटालिटी और ये चीज को मैं सेलिब्रेट करता हूं. लेकिन आई डोंट वांट टू over the top and pretend कि ये यार एक बड़ी impressive match losing innings थी. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, इंजमाम उल हक ने एक innings खेली थी कराची के अंदर जब इंडिया आई थी, वो भी match losing innings थी. लेकिन I rate that as a really, Pakistan was completely gone at that time. 330 पता नहीं बहुत बड़ा total था. Early 2004 की मैं आपको बात बता रहा हूँ. 2021 में, after IPL cricket, after we've seen 400 being chased, after 400 becomes a normal total when people are batting in England, 330 is not that big a total. My thing, I'm not taking anything away from Sam Curran, लेकिन the English middle order is not good enough. They have not been good enough. और मैं एक चीज कहना चाहता हूँ कि वो जो रूट की बात हो रही थी, भाई मैंने पिछले आपको एपिसोड में भी बोला था, आप डेविड गावर को ले आओ, आप एलिस्टर कुक को ले आओ, ये सब कहानियां हैं. It's nothing to do with the player. जो रूट ने जब वर्ल्ड कप में भी खेला था वो ओपन करता था, उसकी स्ट्राइक रेट अच्छी नहीं है ओपनिंग पोजीशन में, इसलिए दे पिक बेस्टो एंड दे पिक रॉय. मिडिल ऑर्डर में अगर आप ले आओगे जो रूट को, मेरा ये मानना है great batsman, but he will do the same thing that KL Rahul is doing for India. The same thing Kohli is doing, slow down the run rate. That's not England's tactic. They want to go all the way through. So I don't think Joe Root is the answer. I think they just need better application, and that's why Sam Curran stood head and shoulders above, because he showed the mental aptitude needed at the highest level in international cricket.
He was absolutely very impressive. And the point about Joe Root is interesting because it raises a question about where England want to go with their limit white ball cricket. Well, specifically with their one-day cricket. Okay, Owen Morgan has come out time and time again and said we are aggressive. Ben Stokes in the previous match where he played that extraordinary 99, he said, this is the way we're going to play. Like, because we lost one match doesn't mean we change our ethos, our strategy. We're still going to keep playing like this aggressively. And it feels like India have actually, and so England are not adjusting, is my point. India, it looks like, are making an adjustment. They were kind of on the opposite end of the scale, and they're making a slight transition to playing a little bit more aggressively, to trying to get that aggression up top so they can feed it all the way through the innings like England do. Okay, it didn't work out perfectly for them today because they didn't, they kind of bowled out in 48 overs, which is not what you want. But England, yaar, isme thodi si one-dimensional hai. Anam baad ke sab aake attack kar rahe hain. And there's no real sort of anchory players apart from maybe David Malan, although it's very easy in his early in his one-day international career to make a judgment on him. Lekin, is it possible that England की attack strategy को थोड़ा सा उनको adjust करना चाहिए?
हाँ, करने की जरूरत है, क्योंकि अगर आप इस तरह से, तो फिर वही वाला चांस है ना कि जिस दिन सारे चल गए तो आप जीत जाओगे, जिस दिन सारे नहीं चलेंगे तो जीतना मुश्किल है. तो कहीं ना कहीं I don't know, I want Joe Root back in the team, irrespective के स्ट्राइक रेट है या नहीं है, बट एक एंकर का जो रोल है उसकी जरूरत है, जिसके इर्द गिर्द आपकी इनिंग्स बिल्ड की जा सकती है. चेज जब आप कर रहे हो फिर आसान है, सब लोग गो आउट, हिट बिग, आउट ऑफ द पार्क एक्सेट्रा. लेकिन अगर पहले बैटिंग आती तो फिर भी देखना होता कि अगर इंग्लैंड पहले बैटिंग करता तो इंग्लैंड कैसे अप्रोच करता अपनी इनिंग्स को. तो वो हम लोगों को देखने का मौका ही नहीं मिला कि इंग्लैंड टारगेट सेट करता तो पता चलता कि क्या सीन होता या क्या ना होता, क्योंकि इंडिया की भी जो स्पेशलिटी है वो तो चेज करना है. तो उस लिहाज से हम, आई थिंक वी मिस्ड आउट ऑन दैट. एक टॉस तो कोहली को जीतनी चाहिए थी ताकि पता चलता कि इंग्लैंड का क्या सीन है पहले बैटिंग करते हुए.
I saw a great tweet. I forget the name of the person who tweeted it. It was Radha something. And then it was plagiarized by Wasim Jafar. But she said,
I know her. I know Radha.
So I apologize for not, being able to name check her directly. What's her full name, Sridhama?
Radha Gupta.
Radha Gupta. So Radha Gupta put this tweet out, which she said, Virat Kohli loses another toss to Coin Morgan. Which I love a good pun. But then she topped it. But then she topped it with, and now he loses to Toss Butler. I mean, that's just brilliant. Cohen Morgan and Toss Butler, just genius stuff. To Radha Gupta, my hat tip to you, madam. So, I mean, he keeps losing tosses for Virat Kohli. He won't mind if he keeps winning games, but sort of long term, India seem to have come up with a little balance here. They're one of the few teams in the world that are effectively chasing. We've seen this kind of around the world, teams are struggling to chase. We saw the West Indies struggle against Sri Lanka a couple of times, even with low totals. We've seen Bangladesh struggle with New Zealand. I mean, they struggled in both senses, but that's another story. We've seen it happen in the PSL recently. We saw it happen in Pakistan's previous series. India seemed like they're finding a balance early in this World Cup cycle. 2 years to go till 2023. What do you think they're going to take away from this series, Sridhama, India, in terms of this is what we've learned and this is what we've achieved?
पहली बात तो ये 2019 से थोड़ा सीखना चाहिए इनको. अभी प्रॉब्लम और बढ़ गया है, अभी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ और ज्यादा है. 2019 के पहले याद है एक साल they were like looking for a number 4 किधर है, नंबर 4 दो हमें. अंबती राइडू से यहाँ पे जंप करके 3D प्लेयर तक चले गए. विजय शंकर वो नहीं है अभी टीम में. मतलब उनको अभी डिसाइड करना है कि ये टीम कैसे बनेगा. हार्दिक पांड्या कितने ओवर्स बॉल करेगा, मैच के टाइम पे नहीं. ऐसे तुम करवा सकते हो. लाइक जो रूट आ जाता है बॉल करने, वो अलग बात है. बट तुम एक प्रॉपर ऑलराउंडर को कैसे खिलाना चाहते हो? डू यू वांट हिम इन द प्लेइंग 11 जस्ट एज अ बैट्समैन? देन तुम ये सोचो कि कर पाएगा कि ये हर मैच ऐसे खींच पाएगा. लाइक टुडे ही गॉट अ गुड पार्टनरशिप विद ऋषभ पंत, बट हर मैच क्या कर पाएगा? तो ये ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया के लिए. This is my takeaway that India are just not set. They're just like 2018 में जैसे थे, अभी भी वैसे ही है. मतलब उनको पता नहीं कि कहाँ पे किसको इतना टैलेंट है. लेकिन ये दिमाग में नहीं है उनके, क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड को भी ये प्रॉब्लम हुआ था 2019 में. वो टॉम लेथम से ओपनिंग करवा रहे थे, जबकि टॉम लेथम डजंट प्ले वेल देयर.
Yeah.
Tom Latham is amazing in the middle order. Tom Latham is amazing in chases. You have to use your player best. So यहाँ पे इतने सारे players हैं, उनको decide करना पड़ेगा कि ये मुझे चाहिए, and not just how you're going to apply. Like बहुत बड़ा problem है ये इंडिया के लिए. It's a big headache. और मैंने ये देखा है, they get puzzled there. Like,
they do. The selection is going to be an issue for loads of teams actually, because they keep building these talent pools, but getting that balance right is difficult. I mean, I think it was a good series for them though, Arman. Like, I mean, what Virat Kohli did and what Owen Morgan didn't do as much until later is that he experimented. He messed around with his lineup a little bit. He messed around with, where he was playing himself, where he's playing certain batsmen. He's giving debuts. They gave a lot more debuts than England did, and a lot sooner. Surely they'll take something positive away from this. Like, they've earned some intel from this series.
Definitely. I actually think the opposite to what our guest has said today. Inke jo all-rounders, I think that is their strength, because when it comes, for example, in bowling options, they've got Pandya who can bowl, they've got the other Pandya that can bowl, they've got a spinner that they bring out of nowhere, Phir aaj Natarajan bhi aa gaya, they've got Shardul Thakur that's obviously started to get wickets even of bad deliveries. Don't forget, they're still going to have Jadeja to come back into this squad. They've obviously got Jasprit Bumrah, as you said earlier. So they've got a lot of options. And see, it's kind of crazy, because अगर पास इनके पास ऑप्शन नहीं होते, आप कहते हैं यार स्ट्रेंथ एंड डेप्थ नहीं है. अब इनके पास स्ट्रेंथ एंड डेप्थ है, तो आप कह रहे हो यार इनको पता नहीं इनका बेस्ट 11 क्या है. The problem is the captaincy and the management, from my point of view. If Kohli can just sort out where he wants to bat and the strike rate he wants to bat at, that's not clear, because that's, I think, holding them back from getting those real big 375 and 400s. And I think that's the thing that's missing, because they're very confused, as somebody said earlier on in our discussion today. They're not really having a set total. They go out to play and then they say, yaar, aaj hum England se khel rahe hain. England ki kya strength hai? How much do we need to beat England? That's a very dangerous strategy to have, especially when you're batting first and when you're going to go and play World Cups in 2 years' time, or in the T20, when you don't know what a good total is and you're trying to estimate. So mere khayal se India are very strong. It was a very good series. They got to test the strength and depth that they have. They're going to strengthen when their stronger players come back. They are the team to beat, especially in home conditions for me. And they've gone from strength to strength. Even, we're criticizing them and picking holes over there. Yeah, come on. Like, let's understand. Like, even I have to ask myself, मैं कोहली को criticize कर रहा हूँ. आज भी उसने बड़ा गंदा shot खेला. When he goes back to his hotel room tonight, या घर जाता है, when he puts his feet up, he'll say, you know what, job well done. Everyone before these 3 series that just happened was saying, you know what, Kohli is under pressure, captaincy good नहीं है. क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? मैं टेस्ट सीरीज भी जीता, मैं T20 सीरीज भी जीता, मैं ODI भी. तो थोड़ा नाशुक्रापना भी हो रहा है यहाँ पे. जो हम लोग we're seeing one of the best batsmen of his era, really fighting and showing character as a captain. And I'm saying this myself because I've been very vocal and critical about him. But at the end of the day, that's what a true champion does. Like, victory is the most important thing. And if they can, build this winning mentality, I think it's very dangerous signs that India are not playing well and yet still winning every single series.
It's this is something absolutely that India can take away. They can also take 3 trophies away, but England, Anam, are taking no trophies away. They're taking the man of the series and the man of the match, quite controversially, from the last game. But what else do they take away from this? क्या सीखा है इंग्लैंड ने इस टूर से, और क्या आगे जाके चेंज कर सकेंगे? Oh, I think I've lost Anam temporarily. No problem. Shrithama, why don't you tell me, what do you think England learned from this experience, this tour?
He's back, I think.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to Anam again then. Anam, can you hear me? Yeah,
I can now. Yeah,
we got you. So tell me, Anam, England, they didn't win anything. Well, they won some matches, I guess, but they didn't win any trophies. They didn't win any series.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to take positives from this series. But if they have to take a positive, what is it? What are they taking away from this series?
David Malan की inclusion in the ODI side, one. Sam Curran का कुछ थोड़ा बहुत फॉर्म ढूंढना और बताना कि हाँ वो भी बैटिंग कर सकता है ODIs में भी, कैन बी एन इंटीग्रल पार्ट. इसके अलावा और क्या, Owen Morgan needs to reflect on what he needs to do. I think IPL में भी अब पता नहीं कितना खेलता है कितना नहीं खेलता. We've seen in the T20s as well and in the ODIs as well कि he hasn't, चलो पहले मैच में वैसे ही इंजर्ड हो गया था, but he hasn't been able to do what Owen Morgan usually is famous for doing. वो उसकी missing थी वो X factor Owen Morgan का. तो I think वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा reflect करने की जरूरत है कि Owen Morgan अपने साथ क्या करना चाहता है और इंग्लैंड के साथ आगे किस तरह से खेल सकता है. So yeah, उसके अलावा और क्या यार? Mark Wood, obviously. Mark Wood जबरदस्त T20s में भी और इसमें ODIs के अंदर भी.
Adil Rashid.
Oh yeah, Adil Rashid, man, and Moeen Ali. So दो अच्छा Arman was supposed to, like, I don't know, he missed out on saying this out loud, but पाकिस्तानी जो दो हैं मोइन अली और ब्रिटिश पाकिस्तानी दोनों मोइन अली एंड आदिल रशीद दोनों ने इंडिया को तंग करके रखा है वैसे. और अरमान वो सेइंग दिस इन आवर ग्रुप चैट एज वेल कि भाई पाकिस्तानी जो है वो इंडिया को तंग कर रहे हैं.
मुझे मेरे ऊपर आ रही है.
Ilzam लगाया. By the way,
yeah, but
both
this
guys,
was on the
they don't like
yeah, this was this
they don't like the label. They're not fans of the label of British Pakistani. They think of themselves as
हाँ ठीक है. हम नहीं claim कर रहे यार, हम नहीं कर रहे. Just on a lighter note कि चलो अगर कह सकते हैं तो कह लिया. But यार मुझे एक और चीज ऐड करनी है यहाँ पे. अगर हमारे कमेंट सेक्शन में YouTube पे थोड़ा सा लोग बताएं कि ये कैप्टनसी वाली जो वॉर है रोहित शर्मा एंड विराट कोहली दोनों के ऊपर आती है. एंड पेनल्टीमेट ओवर में we've seen शर्मा जो पांड्या के पास जाके उसको बता रहा था कि यार ऐसे कर लो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो, whatever he was chatting with पांड्या. तो क्या सीन है, मतलब क्या कंसेंसस क्या है? शर्मा को वाइट बॉल कैप्टनसी टेक ओवर कर लेनी चाहिए या शुड विराट continue with the white ball captaincy in the future as well?
That's very interesting. I think we're going to leave that one for the audience. Like, tell us in the comments, what do you think about that? And, I think it's been an entertaining series. It's been quite fun to watch, very educational to watch as well, to see some of these particularly these new Indian players ahead of the IPL. So I've had a good time, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Any final thoughts, guys? Arman, any final thoughts on this ODI series or the whole tour, if you want?
यार मैं एक चीज पिकअप करूंगा. क्या जब पीटरसन खेलता था क्या वो डिनाई करता था उसके साउथ अफ्रीकन रूट्स? तो क्या जब ये बेन स्टोक्स खेलता है या अपनी न्यूजीलैंड की डिनाई करता है? भाई अगर उनका ओरिजिन पाकिस्तानी है, ब्रिटिश नेशनल है, तो यू नो व्हाट, अगर स्कोर कर दिया तो पाकिस्तानियों ने थोड़ी स्कोर किया है, इंग्लैंड के प्लेयर ने किया है. मैं तो ऐसी हंसी मजाक में मैं और अनम कह रहे थे, तो इसमें दिल पे लेने की बात नहीं. आइडेंटिटी कौन अपनी छुपा सकता है आजकल भाई. तो बट फाइनल थॉट्स बस यही है यार कि यू नो व्हाट, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे India are winning, but they're not hitting top straps. And inshallah, if Pakistan can do well, if West Indies can do well, we'll have a much more exciting tournament, because otherwise, for me, India will run away with it.
What do you think, Adam? Any final thoughts on the whole thing?
Yeah, अच्छा मुझे अभी पता चला कि इंडिया 2022 तक फ्यूचर टूर प्रोग्राम के मुताबिक they don't have any ODI series till 2022 जून. तो ये थोड़ी सी अजीब बात है कि इंडिया के पास ODIs नहीं है आगे कोई भी. बट खैर फाइनल थॉट्स क्या यार, बहुत लंबा टूर था और आई थिंक इट वाज एंजॉयबल. द T20s एंड द वनडेज वर शोरली वेरी एंजॉयबल. टेस्ट मैचेस ऑब्वियसली वन साइडेड हो गए थे. एक पॉइंट क्या मतलब काफी ज्यादा वन साइडेड हो गए थे. पिचेस डिबेट ये वो, लेकिन आई थिंक वनडेज और T20s बहुत मजा आया देखने का.
And Sridhama, tell me a little bit something. What have you taken away? Give me a little final thoughts on these 8.5 hour extravaganzas we've been watching.
So the Rohit Sharma thing, I think that he's a good captain for Hardik Pandya. I've seen, like, when Kohli wasn't there during the South Africa series, like South Africa, India were hosting South Africa. Even then, he was like, he has that idea about how he can use Pandya. So Kohli trusts his deputy to just go. You handle that part. I'll look at the other side. So I think that is there. That understanding is very normal. In fact, the Rohit Virat, that fiction that everyone tries to portray in India, I don't know why they do that. They're very normal. They're very normal people. They might have some issues with each other, like, every once in a while, but they're very sorted on the field. And well, India is doing very well bilateral wise, but again, I'm talking about the bigger picture. That's why I said, that's why I criticized. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. Like, like winning bilaterals, they were winning before as well. Then what happened at the World Cup? So, it's just the future thing. And about England is their test cricket. I don't really know what is going on. I mean, I really don't know. Like, what are they going to do after Anderson and Broad? Like, they are still, like, forget India, like what happened in India. Like, overall, they are very important. And Mark Wood doesn't have the, he even said that I might not be able to, like have a prolonged career in tests because of his fitness, his pace. It's incredible in white ball. It's incredible. He's a good bowler in tests as well. But England have I don't see any future for them in tests. So that's one disturbing takeaway. Because it's been a problem. It's been a problem for the past 3-4 years because people have been anticipating like ये कब रिटायर होंगे, अब इनका क्या होगा.
अरे भाई ये रिटायर नहीं करेंगे, इन्होंने 100 साल तक खेलना है.
भी नहीं चाहिए अभी.
एंडरसन बहुत यार, एंडरसन के साथ मैंने बहुत टाइम गुजारा हुआ है. Jimmy is in incredible physical shape. I see him sticking around for a while. But there's Archer, there's Wokes. Chris Wokes is another player. This rotation strategy. Here's my take from this.
Chris Wokes. So England have to decide something about Chris Wokes. We need to see him more. I mean,
yeah, he's
उसने क्या गलती कर दी? उसने क्या गलती कर दी? मुझे ये जानना है.
उसको he fell foul of this rest and rotation situation, which is my big kind of takeaway, is that I don't think it's working, England. I think you got to pick your best team. You can make some strategic choices long term that, okay, I want to rest this player or that player, but the rotation thing, either you take on the fixtures and play with your best possible team, or don't take on the fixtures. I really believe that's the future.
Exactly.
You can't have a player sitting in England like Chris Wokes giving interviews to newspapers saying, "I wish I was there." You can't claim in sitting in India saying, "Oh, we wanted to give him a rest," and he's saying, "Well, I'm doing preseason for Warwickshire. Like what that I'm fine. I'm going to play for Birmingham in the 100, and I'm going to play for Warwickshire in the county championship. So if I'm going to play those, why can't I play for England as well?" I really think this rest and rotation thing needs to be looked at. Okay, it was a pandemic year. I'll give them a pass. But going on from this summer, I expect to see England field their strongest possible team in the tests and the limited overs games against India. And I still do expect them to bounce back as well. I think we'll be motivated to do so. But in between that, we've got loads of other cricket coming up. Pakistan is going to play South Africa in a series, which I'm very pleased to tell you we'll be covering. And there'll be IPL action in between. There'll be PSL action resumption in between. There's so much cricket that's about to happen. We're just really pleased.
Zimbabwe also, like Pakistan is also like going to Zimbabwe.
Love for Zimbabwe.
We have 3 T20s starting on April 21st, I think, and from 29th we have the Test series. Oh my God, I get 2 tests during the IPL. I'm so happy. You have no idea. I'm a huge Zimbabwe fan, but I'm also hoping that Babar Azam finds himself again, finds his mojo again. Yeah. I'm a huge fan.
This is brilliant. I love that during the IPL, there's going to be an Indian person in India watching Pakistani Test cricket against Zimbabwe. That's made my day.
So I'm going to watch Zimbabwe against Pakistan.
Oh, sorry. I get that right. Zimbabwe.
I really am a fan. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they're a great team.
So this is a good thing that is going on between PCB and Zimbabwe cricket. It's very good. Like they're just doing this, it's not bad, because Elton Chigumbura, I never thought he'd get a good retirement. He got a retirement in Pakistan. So that was a big moment for me because yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great series, Sridhar. Thank you so much for being on the show again, our first time recurring guest. It was very nice to have you, and I encourage everybody watching to follow her work as well. And also, obviously, Arman and Anam, the dream team. Thank you so much for being on in yellow and in multiple lenses. And for me, Atif Nawaz, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that subscribe button. It always helps us. If you're on Twitter, then follow. If you're on Facebook, then like, share. I don't know. You know what to do. Just do them all for us. And we'll appreciate it. Thanks again just for watching and for supporting the channel. It's been a lot of fun to do, and I hope it's been a lot of fun to watch. We'll be back with another series of cricket very, very soon. Until then, post-match chat is done.